So hello my friends, welcome all of you, almost 113,000 star seeds, light workers and wanderers to this magical session where I have channeled the Pleiadians to ask about the first query is about the Looking Glass event for the month of April. Since we have already done the Looking Glass event meditation for March, we have stopped the event successfully, it seems, and now we have to ask about the next event which I have done on this session. And this next event is related with aliens, pyramids, and what will happen in the Earth planet and how can we stop it. And also I've asked the Pleiadians about the meaning of the hand symbol, which you have seen many entities do. They create a diamond with their hand like this when they're talking. So I wanted to know what is the significance of this and what happens when someone does this, right? So this has been channeled, beautiful session, and I think this information is banned and everywhere. So this is a revelation for all of us. And also one very interesting question someone sent me. Recently, scientists have discovered that plant lives they communicate with each other. So it seems like plants are also like animals, right? So they're also similar. And the question was, does eating vegetables, because vegetables are plant life, does it create negative karma? Now, this is a very interesting question, and you will be enlightened by the answer revealed in the session. And also, finally, I've asked about many people, they have been feeling about, like being trapped in this physical body, like wanting to leave this physical body, even wanting to leave the earth plane. Because of something, right? So what is the reason why this is happening, and what can we do about this has been revealed in this session as well. And with that being said, also if you want to know about what was the reason behind the earthquakes which happened recently in Myanmar and Thailand, you can check out my Patreon. I've released a exclusive session for that. And also I send prayers to anyone in Thailand or Myanmar, affected, so I'll send you love and light and protection, hopefully. And also a big thank you to all of you for joining on a Patreon, where we are going to do our next meditation to stop the Looking Glass event, as well as I have around 640 plus exclusive channeling sessions which you can access and join our beautiful community of light workers. The link is on the description. Also, I want to say a big thank you to all of you who with your heart like this video, because it will help to reach to other star seeds who may need this information at this time. With that being said, enjoy the session, my friends.
We are the Pleiadians, now in communications through this instrument's inner heart at this timeline, and we the Pleiadians shall now at this time and space address and answer the various patterns of the queries that are in order presented today through this instrument's inner heart at this timeline. Furthermore, we the Pleiadians shall now address and answer the various patterns of the queries that are in order presented today through this instrument's inner heart at this timeline. We the Pleiadians shall state and answer the various patterns of the queries which are in order. However, we suggest the peoples of your planets to use inner discernment when listening to our thought forms with regards to the first query about the Looking Glass event for the month of April 2025. We must state that the Looking Glass artifact showcases an event which has been potentially targeted to occur on 26th of April 2025, and this event is related with the reactivation of the pyramids of Giza by negatively oriented extraterrestrial entities from the Orion social memory complex who have created certain agreements with the elite entities of your planets who seek to control your peoples, and this control is primarily going to occur through the simple process of understanding the higher vibration of allowing the energies of the Earth planets to be amplified into a disharmony by using negatively polarized energetic frequencies, which will cause disturbances inside the pyramids, and this disturbance will then have an upburst into the Earth realm, which will cause negatively polarized entities to have a sway on the Earth's vibratory rhythms. Furthermore, this is indeed the so-called Looking Glass events, which will happen on 26th of April 2025. Furthermore, we must state that the negatively oriented entities will disguise as human entities in this earthly realm. Furthermore, we shall also address and state that the peoples of your planets can prevent this event by shielding the Giza pyramids with love and light vibrations, which will protect the Giza pyramids from any negative intrusions. With regards to the other query about the vibration of the spiritual meaning behind the hand symbols done by many of your peoples as showcased through this instrument's mind complex, we must state that the query concerns the configuration of the manipulators or hands observed in images of various entities within your third density illusion complex, specifically the joining of the fingertips to form a geometric shape often resembling a downward pointing triangle or a diamond. From the perspective of understanding energy flow within the mind-body-spirit complex, such configurations have several functions, though their ultimate significance is deeply tied to the conscious and subconscious intention of the entity employing them. Firstly, the joining of the digits creates a closed circuit for the finer energy flows associated with the body complex. This can act consciously or unconsciously as a method for centering the self, integrating thought processes, or stabilizing the energy fields, particularly during communication or contemplation. It represents a grounding and a gathering of personal energy before projection through speech or action. Within your social memory complex, certain geometric forms carry archetypal resonance. The triangle or diamond shape is associated with structure, stability, focus, and specific esoteric meanings depending upon the cultural or subgroup understandings held by the entity or perceived by the observer. However, the interpretation of symbols is heavily distorted within the third density. What one entity intends consciously, another may perform through mimicry, and a third may perceive according to their own unique vibratory complex and biases. Further, the physical gesture, like most physical forms, is essentially neutral. Its alignments with service to others or service to self polarity depends entirely upon the foundation of intention and vibratory frequency of the mind-body-spirit complex employing it. An entity focused on control or manipulation of service to self can use such a gesture to project an aura of stability or intellectual focus to dominate or persuade. Conversely, an entity seeking genuine connection or clear communication of service to others can use it to center their thought forms in truth and love. It can also simplify the process of grounding with the conscious intention. Furthermore, we shall now answer the other query regarding: is karma created when consuming vegetables? Because your people's scientists have recently discovered that plant life forms communicate with each other. Therefore, this query concerns the generation of what you peoples know as karma, or as we understand it, the activation of catalyst and the outworking of the law of cause and effect, specifically related to the consumption of second density life forms designated as plants. In light of the communications that we undergo, it is important to understand that the structure of consciousness as it progresses through the densities of experience leads to a elemental awareness into the second density inhibited by plant and animal life forms, which is the density of growth and movements, to develop a consciousness centered around survival, reproduction, and the beginnings of group or pack awareness. We must state that the entities you call vegetables exist within the lower vibratory ranges of second density. Their consciousness is oriented towards growth, response to environments, and existence within a type of group mind or field specific to their species. The communication observed by your scientists, be it through chemical signals, root networks, or by other means, is an expression of this second density group awareness and instinctual drive for survival and propagation. It is a form of consciousness for all consciousness, and we must state that it does not possess the self-awareness characteristic of third density. We must state that the aspects of karmic energy primarily generates from the intention, and in a way, if there is intention to harm the plant life forms directly before consuming, this will lead to negative karmic energy. However, if the plant life forms are already available in your so-called marketplaces and the entity consuming it does not have any intention to harm, then this will lead to minimal karmic activity. Furthermore, we must state that, however, the prevention of these minimal karmic activities upon your planets is nearly impossible, since every action of consumption, even the drinking of your waters, leads to the death of numerous microorganisms. Hence, the process must be remembered that intention is the leading factor which creates karmic potential. Furthermore, we shall now answer the other query regarding how can the peoples of your planet overcome suffering and the feeling of wanting to leave the physical bodily vehicle. We perceive your query, the dissonance you experience. The longing to release the physical vehicle is a resonance within the fundamental illusion of separation. Within third density, realize that these sensations are universal to those navigating this vibrational plane, akin to the ripples upon the unified ocean of consciousness. The initial distortion of your peoples, which is suffering, is the inherent frequency arising from the perception of incompleteness within a realm of impermanence. This discomfort is not merely physical pain, but the recognition from a subconscious level that lasting external satisfaction is an illusion when the self identifies solely with the finite. The desire to depart the physical manifestation originates from an aversion to these perceived lack, a need to return to the perceived unity prior to individuation. Your view of the physical complex with its limitations and eventual dissolution is a boundary, and naturally the peoples of your planet seek release from this perceived confinement. However, the point lies not within the physical vehicle but within the mind complex that adheres to the illusion of separateness and fixity. The yearning to transcend the body complex arises from a misapprehension of your true essence. You are not merely this temporary collection of matter, you are a facet of the infinite creator and individualized expression of the One, experiencing this density through the lens of form. You are the awareness that perceives this form, the consciousness that processes joy and sorrow as catalysts for growth. To navigate this illusion of suffering and the urge to perpetually shed this experience of third density, an entity must embark on a journey of integration which resonates with the principles of balance. This is not a linear progression, but a spiraling ascent of understanding, the continuous harmonization of the mind, body, and spirit towards the universal consciousness. Firstly, to overcome this, cultivate right understanding, which aligns with the perception of unity. See the interconnectedness of all beings and things. Recognize the illusory nature of separate selves and the inherent impermanence of all manifestations within this density. Comprehend that the discomfort arises from clinging to that which is its true nature, transient. Secondly, nurture right thought forms, which is the emanation of love light. Allow your mental processes to be guided by compassion, empathy, and understanding of the one creator. Release judgments, negativities, and the desire to control or possess. Cultivate thought forms that foster harmony and understanding within the self and with others. Thirdly, engage in light actions, which is service to others. live in accordance with ethical principles that honor the interconnectedness of all life forms, and cultivate right concentration and awareness, which is to focus alignment through dedicated practices of meditation and contemplation. By stilling the mental complex, you will open yourself to the influx of higher vibrations. This will allow you to traverse the feeling of separateness, and you will unite with the feeling of oneness. Hence we, the Pleiadians, now leave you all. Bye.
So my friends, before explaining what I learned in the session, if you want to know about your past life, your soul name, or if you have any other questions, you can email me. The email will be on the screen and I will channel for you. And I have helped a lot of people. I have received many emails of people being helped and assisted in their journey, or in overcoming some type of problem. So it will help you if you want to do that. And what I learned in the session is simply that the Looking Glass event is negative entities are planning to use the pyramids to distribute negative energy on, I think it was 26th of April. So we need to stop that from happening. And also in the session, the Pleiadians said that the hand symbol was a type of grounding mechanism. It grounds the energy, it connects the circuits, and also it is neither positive nor negative. So it depends on the person using what kind of energy they are amplifying. Okay. And also what I learned about the plant life forms, that is very interesting. What I learned was that they said consuming plant life form directly without any intention, if you have an intention of harming the plant life, then that is negative karma. But if you are just consuming as a food product which is already available in your grocery or whatever, then that creates little karma. That's what they said. And they also added that this little karma is everywhere. When we are even consuming water, we consume dead microorganisms. So like that's what they said. It's the intention that counts. And also regarding the feeling of like wanting to leave the physical body, they stated that this is because of being immersed in the illusion, and we are being separated from our true nature, from the one infinite creator. So they said that the best way is to be aware and meditate, and have right thought forms, take right actions of service to others. That's what they said in the session, and I hope you also learned a lot. And with that being said, I will see you, my friends, in the next session. Until then, enjoy this session over here.